Hey everybody, how's it going? Well, I hope you enjoyed the Tag-Along Tour video series. I had a lot of fun putting this series together to share with you guys. And for everyone who came on this year's Tag-Along Tour, thank you so much. I had an amazing time sharing the backcountry of Wyoming with you guys. So, I have a bonus video for you. Yes, Mandy and Dylan went around the group when we were at camp and they interviewed some people and their vehicles. Not everybody wanted to be interviewed, which, hey, that's okay. So, I hope you guys enjoy this bonus video of how the people had their vehicles set up for overland travel.
We are here with, what's your name?
Marshall.
Where are you from?
Sheridan, Wyoming.
What do you drive?
A 94 Dodge 1500 with a 360 and stock on suspension, other than some shocks, but it goes everywhere I want it to go.
Perfect. What is your most favorite thing about your truck?
Probably the fact that most people don't know what's going on in there. They can't see. It doesn't look like it should belong out here. It's very unsuspecting.
And what is one thing you would love to improve on it?
Power.
Power. What do you mean by power?
It needs more power, but with the same or better fuel mileage.
Perfect.
It's lacking in the hills.
All right, so you are going to take me for a walkabout on your vehicle. Show us what you have, if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right.
Well, my sleeping area. Got a pair of mattresses that actually roll up into a roll for easy storage, and then this whole platform system that I built. Drawers are 5 foot in length, not on slides. They literally just sit on the bed and they slide just fine. The stove is hard mounted so that it doesn't move around, does its thing, and makes it easy access. Everything in here is just all related to eating. This is just simply a storage drawer for whatever fits.
Perfect.
There's a 12-volt diesel heater up in the front for when it gets cold, if I so desire. We've got lighting and lighting for out here, and
Perfect. Anything else you would like to show us off your truck?
the only other thing to add to it is I did that roof rack that I built. That blue box actually came from Old Man Dave.
Oh, perfect.
And it fit. I didn't build the rack to the box just fit perfectly. It was good.
Well, thank you, sir. Enjoy your evening.
Oh, we're having a ball.
Well, hi guys, how's it going?
Doing pretty good, and
Good.
you?
Doing fantastic. Well, let's tell the people, who are you, where are you from?
I'll let you go first.
I'm Erica from Rolling Hills.
Rolling Hills.
I am Ben from Rolling Hills, originally from Oregon. We both are. And,
Okay.
This is Liam. He was born in Wyoming. He's
Oh boy.
Wyoming, born and raised.
True Wyomingite. Good job, buddy. All right, so you're doing the rest of the interview is what I'm hearing. No, I'm And you are here on the DB Overland Oregon Trail Tour in this beautiful setup here with a tree right in the way as I pan over. That's perfect.
It's beautiful, muddy Tacoma.
That's how it should be, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Well, tell me a bit about it. What are we in? What do we got?
Well, it's a 2016 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road. It's my baby. I've been putting a lot of work into it. It's kind of a vehicle I'm gonna stick with forever.
Sure.
I was one of those guys who used to swap vehicles every year or two and decided to change up on that. It's
Right.
expensive.
Yes, it does.
Not
Yeah.
a smart move when you're financing, but yeah, no, I've got just about 33s or 32.8 inch tires. They're Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws.
Oh, you are rocking the Falcons?
Yeah, they're Method 703s, I believe. I might have said that back. Or maybe 307s, I forget.
Guys, he's got Falcons on Methods. Okay. Well, I feel poor now. This is great. I'm joking.
Yeah, they've got the faux bead lock technology. I did the lift myself. I put Bilstein 5100s front and rear.
Okay.
Dirt King upper control arms and what are those? Old Man Emu.
Oh, you are rocking Dirt Kings?
Yeah, the stiffest Old Man Emu springs you can do.
Yeah, you are, dude. All right, cool.
Yeah, when it's clean, you can see the stickers on there, of course.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
When you can see it all.
Yeah. Let's see. What else we got? Soft topper on the back. It's been pretty invaluable for multiple reasons. You know, covering loads when you're taking stuff to the dump, or we had the dogs in the back the whole time. Been pretty good. We had it in safari mode earlier, so that was pretty neat.
Yeah, let them get the breeze.
Yeah, they stayed inside. Yeah, they were getting hot, I think.
Yeah.
They stayed inside the whole time, didn't jump out. Now there's something I was kind of worried about.
Because they have done it before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was commenting about it earlier, but guys, I've got a rack on my truck. It's not quite the same, but I'm wondering if I can make something like that work. It's just a cool idea. I've never seen one before.
They make, at least for the Tacoma, for the size of this bed in the Tacoma, they make racks that go around the soft topper, so you can put like a full-size tent on top of that goes over the cab a little bit even.
Oh wow, okay.
And I mean, of course, they're $1,200 or whatever, but
oh yeah, sure, they're not
I mean,
cheap.
they're quality products. I'm pretty sure they're U.S. made and everything. So.
Oh wow. And then you're rocking a trailer camp setup.
Yes, that is a surplus Canadian. It's an M101 CDN2. Someone used to own a Land Rover. They put the rack on the outside of it because that's not a stock thing. They put the little trailer jack mounts on it and tongue box and everything. But it's been serving us pretty well. Only thing I've done is those marker lights on the top and the bed liner on the inside. But
oh, you added those in?
yeah, I had those in, and I actually need to relocate them. That was actually a bad idea because that little leather cover does not let those shine through at night, obviously.
Oh sure. Oh yeah, because your cover comes down, kind of covers up the edge of them there.
Then it hooks around like the little elastic stuff hooks around that.
Okay.
Let's see, what else we got? The iCamper 2.0.
iCamper 2.0, yep.
With I mean, it's a full-size one, so it
right
seats or sleeps probably 3.5 people.
Dang, so it is plenty of space. And you got the world's freaking coolest awning. Everyone all day has been coming checking this thing out at camp, guys.
Yeah,
it's massive. I don't even know if
Memorial Day sale, 50% off. I want to say 40% maybe.
And that's how you got it.
I had no idea it was that big.
I mean, yeah, it is massive. The camera does not do it justice, guys. We could easily have a dinner party under there.
Oh yeah.
And it just zips into the tent?
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it zips in the tent, has all the tie downs and all the poles that keep it upright, and it's pretty cool.
That is so sweet.
I guess we can talk about some of the stuff in the front too.
Yeah, here. Why, yes, we will let you tell us about this.
So, it's all got a nice coating of temporary paint, obviously, but that is a southern style off-road slimline bumper, so it kind of you cut the factory plastic piece that's out there, and you do have to cut a little more than that, but it fits right in there. We got an X-Bull winch. It's a 12,000 pound winch, and it's worked fine for me so far. Let's see. Those are the Morimoto XV2 LED headlights. I love the way they look. The LEDs, they have like a little turn-on function that lights up all 3 LEDs. It's pretty cool.
They looked very, very cool when you were driving behind me and you had your flashes on for that little bit too, watching them kind of do the digital out there.
Not progressive, but there's a different term for it, I forget.
Yeah.
And then those are Dial Dynamics SS3 fogs. They're the SAE ones, so they're street legal.
Okay, yeah.
And let's see.
Let's see if I can get
stock skid plate still, and it's seen its abuse.
I was gonna say, I know I saw a hit or two today on it actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure sliding across that kind of center berm with all the mud, and it was probably pushing it upward too.
But she handles it.
Oh yeah.
So stock skid plate.
Off-road. So this is the newest edition actually. It's the stubby antenna mount.
This guy here?
Yeah, this guy.
You're running a GMRS or?
Yep, I've got a GMRS. I have the one actually I think that DB recommended.
Oh yeah, okay.
The thing I was going to show you on the hood.
And he's been playing, guys, for 2 days, and this thing is still, like, his floor mat's dirty, sure, because we've been in mud, but the rest of this thing, freaking, look at this.
I'll try to take care of it, that's for sure.
My truck's never that clean. It's amazing. All right, sorry. Not to get distracted.
Oh no, it's all good. No, I know. I was coming back in from that trail yesterday, and I felt like there was 3 extra inches of mud on my feet. But
yeah.
Run the X2 Power AGM battery. I've got a battery isolator that's wired as kind of like a cutoff switch for the winch, just in case there's ever a collision or a water crossing where it just douses everything.
Oh, sure.
And then I have that little auxiliary fuse block right there with it relocates the factory relay. That little black box in the back, it relocates that.
Yeah.
And then I've got a fuse block or next to the pedals down there on the floor mat. It powers all my internal accessories, but it's only on switch voltage, just that way there's no battery draws or anything like that.
Okay. Very nice.
And other than that,
and she's been working well for you. And you tuned these,
yes,
right?
Yeah, and that's probably the most important mod is I got the Overland Tailor Tuning installed on it. I'm running their lowest throttle setting. It's still crazy improvement over factory, but you know, a software update that gives you added torque and horsepower and customized throttle feel and much better shifting, especially on these Tacomas. These need it from the factory pretty bad. So
yeah.
That's,
yeah, because it's the V6 and you have the automatic transmission. These are a 5-speed auto?
6-speed, but
six-speed
it's basically it's a 4-speed with 2 overdrives is what it comes down to. The way they gear them.
Oh, sure, okay.
So I mean, if you drive these things stock, I mean, you're almost never seeing 6th gear. You have to be going like 75, kind of the slight decline, and then it finally kicks into 6th gear. But it's yeah, and then, so that tune kind of faces out a little bit, but more so on the freeway, this thing jumps around gears stock, and then the tune picks that up. So usually, you know, anyone that drives Tacoma, even if it's got, you know, 7 miles on it, that's the first thing I'd always recommend. Unbiased, though, obviously.
Oh well, sure, but still, no, it's important.
I mean,
That's
honestly,
awesome.
Even if I didn't tune myself, I would it's, you know, it's $400 to $500 depending on where you are. So
Right.
it's not that expensive for a huge change in drivability. So.
Right. And have you noticed any difference? Like how you've been doing on fuel economy on this trip? Have you noticed a big difference with the tune?
Oh, I mean, we've been crawling today, kind of, so I'm down to like 8 miles per gallon, but.
Right.
But I mean, you know, fuel economy is basically unaffected. I mean, if you're doing a lot of highway driving, you might see a gain in 2 miles per gallon. But if you're doing, you know, when I first got it, I'm an enthusiast and I like going fast, which didn't buy this to go fast, obviously.
Well, sure, but we still like that.
You know, I was playing around in it, and so I obviously dropped fuel economy. But once I decided to drive like the dad I am,
Right.
I got better.
Gotta be responsible with dad life. You heard
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
Yeah. See, he even said it. That's for you, buddy. That's for you.
Yep,
No,
yep.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and then another thing I just did recently is Expedition Essentials. They're kind of smaller mount up there for ram mounts. So it's got the little, I guess I can show you inside. Got the little CB mount, and then this super solid phone mount, like it.
Oh wow, yeah.
And it's actually really easy to use. I think, you know, how to get used to it. And then
Oh, that's very trick.
got this Chinese Android Auto head unit that is, you know, pretty invaluable. It's got Android Auto, and you can do Apple CarPlay with it. And I mean, I've been doing this all day with Onyx off-road. So
Oh, there you go. And using on X.
yeah, and these things stock, like the Tacoma stock, they do not, they don't do Android Auto or CarPlay until I think 2018 or 19. So
Oh, sure.
that's huge for me.
Hey, you're talking to a guy whose newest vehicle is still a 2004, so you know, yeah, all this is like
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah, I got one vehicle that had it stock, and I was like, I can't go back. Like, that's such a valuable tool, you know,
Yeah.
the voice commands and everything, and then, yeah, and I guess one thing in the front I didn't talk about is I have a 30-inch Heiss LED bar, which is pretty decent.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And then I've got the disconnect for the winch wired up here. These two are blank; there's nothing in there yet. And then
Okay.
tow controller, which I never use,
And you'd said that this was an aftermarket switch panel that took up a
yeah,
cubby.
there's a guy on Etsy. I think it's Etsy. I spent $75 on it, and it's an amazing product. Like, it's
Yeah.
very nice, built
Yeah.
very well. It fits the aesthetic for the most part, and yeah, I highly recommend that.
No, that looks great. And anything like that, I love those little doodad projects that just use that space efficiently.
Oh yeah,
Because there's so much space, especially in interiors, that they focus so much on the ergonomics that they just waste space.
Yeah, and this one had like this little cubby up here that I never use, and I mean, this thing's pretty small on the inside, so the last thing I want to do is have space that's not being used, you know?
Well, exactly, yeah. You want to
So-
capitalize on what you got.
Yeah.
Well, what
sure.
about your camping setup? Is there anything you'd like to say on what you've been doing with this trip or other trips?
I mean, we have, so I put a little panel in here. It's kind of like those marine grade voltage meters and USB chargers and stuff. Put it in the back of the bed up here above the factory inverter, which is kind of hard to see. We got stuff in here.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But so we use that. We put that 12 volt back there for our little fridge setup. It's not actually a fridge. It's one of those thermal exchangers or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not a full fridge, but it keeps everything in there. I think either 20 or 30 degrees cooler than the ambient temperature.
Ambient temperature around,
So
yeah.
It's not too hot right now, so it's not terrible.
No, yeah. And even when you're driving around, if you got the AC running in the cab and then that thing going too, yeah, they do pretty good.
Yeah,
I've got
absolutely.
something similar, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
But it's made life a lot better, and we just kind of put an ice pack in there, and it just gives us a little bit more peace of mind that it's staying cold.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is your guys' first
Big group trip. Yeah.
group overland trip,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a multiple day. I've done a couple like off-roading trips where I brought this and we just left it at the campsite and then went off on our trail. Like
Oh,
Christina
okay.
Lake I did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is our first big one with little guy.
Yeah,
With the little guy.
true.
Yeah.
Oh, shoeless now.
Rocking over there. Cool.
Okay.
No, and you're enjoying it so far?
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
been a great time.
Yeah?
This trail's been a perfect mix of stuff that takes a little skill, but it's also not going to scare anyone away or anything, you know.
Right.
If we went up to Christina Lake like the original plan was, I would have recommended people against it if they're anything like me, because I've done it with this truck before, but it took frame hits and you know, the skid plate bent up to where when I reversed, I was like flopping off the tire tread, and it was super loud and obnoxious. So it's doable, but not ideal.
But not ideal, especially when you got so much stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just because, you know, we have interested parties involved here as well, what would you say your favorite thing you've seen? This is day 2, so between the 2 days, what's your favorite thing you've seen so far?
That's a tough one.
There's been some really cool Oregon Trail monuments. We grew up in Oregon at the actual end.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, they have like an area where they have like festivals and all kinds of stuff there.
Oh, wow, really?
Cool. Yeah.
Way cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like we spent like
Spend
an
a lot.
entire school year learning about it, honestly. So kind of seeing some of that stuff where like they actually did, you know, run their wagons down the trail and stuff's been amazing.
That's cool.
And then I love off-roading, so the trail itself has been a high point for me. You know, she's been sitting passenger, so I don't know if it's the same.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed seeing like the old buildings.
Yeah.
Just it kind
Oh,
of
sure.
brings it all together. Like, wow, people really did live here and do different things. So that's been really interesting as well.
Yeah.
Kind of makes it a little bit more relatable when you see those structures.
Yeah, and the people that are along for this trip too are all very welcoming and knowledgeable, and then that's been, you know, that's made it a lot easier as someone who's not done this before to come in and do all this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Right, and be able to come check it all out.
And not feel like you have to, I don't know.
You know it all to be able to
Yeah.
to come do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's such a, it's truly a hurdle for a lot of folks to get up the gumption and the courage to even want to come and do anything like this. And that's, as overlanders and as a community, regardless if you're overlander, an off-roader, a weekend warrior, like you live, breathe this stuff, or you just kind of do it as a hobby, everybody who really likes it is amazingly welcome. And that's, honestly, that's what drew me to it as well. So I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's off-roading, it's camping, and it's a great community. That's honestly what it is. And,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and then Tacoma is probably not, you know, the first vehicle most want to jump into. I mean, maybe it is. But
I don't know, dude. There's probably a lot of guys on the
Yeah,
internet. They're gonna
that's
fight
true.
you on that one. I'm sure there's a lot of guys like,
That's
no,
true.
that is exactly what we want.
yeah, but I guess I was going to speak on the fact that we didn't need all this stuff to get started. You know,
We started
had
out with
just,
a Coleman tent.
Yeah,
from
Yeah.
we still
Walmart.
have it. Still great.
Yeah.
And we had just a regular cooler, and Piper was, you know, tiny dog at the time. We had a little air mattress in the center of the tent, and it was perfect. We just drove the stock truck up to a little, you know, forest road over in Oregon and camped
Set
there,
up
and it
camp,
was
yeah.
great. You don't need all.
Yeah,
but
but-
we've gone overboard because we enjoy it so much, but
Yeah.
Right.
Over time, we've kind of dialed in our systems
Yeah.
a little bit more, and we're still working on
which we're
it.
still.
But
Yeah, this is new to us. We used to have a bed rack with a Smitty built like yours.
Oh, okay.
And that was our go-to for a while. We did multiple trips down to Utah and then Southeast Oregon too. So.
Yeah, I know all the nice trailers on this trip are really making me want one. Not to shamelessly plug myself into your video, but yeah,
No.
I gotta get a setup like this.
And something with a small footprint like this, like it's narrower than Tacoma. You barely notice you're towing it. You're not tracking way out of, you know, way wide or anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, we kind of do want to make the tongue longer so we can put some more fuel storage or whatever on it. But
Sure.
yeah, it's fun because like the thing about this is great is you can pack it up when you're at home when you have time.
Yeah.
And then on a whim, if you want to go camp for a weekend and go off-roading for a weekend, you can just, you know, pack up a few cold food items or whatever and get going. You don't have to spend
pack
so
up and
much
go.
time packing up, you know. So that's why we like the trailer set up.
No, that's
Not
awesome.
everyone's forte though, and that's okay.
Yeah. No, and I have to point it out too. Yeah, doing this, 2 dogs and the kiddo, having a great time on a trail like this. That's amazing, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, genuinely, we're really happy to have you here. We're glad you guys could make it and come out. It's been a pleasure to get to meet you.
Glad
Be
to
here.
be here.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Last 2
Definitely.
questions.
Yes.
What's your absolute favorite mod on the truck?
On the truck,
Both of
not
ya.
counting the trailer.
Oh, trailer counts. Yeah, in the setup. Let me change it. In the setup, absolute favorite thing.
So for me, historically, I've been the one to do a lot of the packing just because I'm the woman, so I do a lot of the cooking.
Because
But,
you're the one who knows what's going on. We don't. It's all. I get it. It's all good.
But so as someone who generally does a lot of the packing, I really enjoy the trailer because it's super easy to load and unload, and the totes fit really well in there.
Oh, sure.
So as far as like making it a little bit more feasible to get out and go, the trailer has to be my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the risk of sounding like a cheese ball, I think easily for me it's the Tune, but I don't want to use that, so I'm gonna go with that head unit actually.
Oh, sure.
Having Android Auto and all the extra functionality you get out of it, that's my number one, I think.
Been amazing
Really
for it.
enjoyed that, yeah.
There you go. All right, and last question. What's the next big thing you got to do to the rig?
Well, I'm sure any Tacoma enthusiast that watches this video will already know that these things come geared very weird, both the differentials and the transmission, so we're going to re-gear to 529s, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because there's just so much more power with that engine that you can get that's not there, so.
Right.
Yep, so we're
Just
going to
'cause
do
of gearing.
529s front and rear, and at that point it'll be the perfect driving Tacoma with the Tune, so.
Well, there you go, guys. All right. Well, thank you very much for showing us your awesome setup.
Thanks for the chance for me to nerd out.
No, you're very welcome. No, guys, it's genuine. It's great to have you here. It's been awesome to meet you.
Thanks.
And we've got more trails coming up, so we'll
yeah.
go make some more memories here the next couple
Forward to
days.
it.
Sure.
Sweet. Well, thank you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this first video of the tag-along interviews. Now, I started putting this video together and it was just gonna be way too long. Like, I think it was like almost like an hour and 20 minutes long. So instead of just cramming them all on one video, I've decided to break it into multiple videos. So there's gonna be 2 interviews per video. So I hope you enjoyed this first one. Please don't forget to subscribe. There's quite a bit of you out there that are watching these videos and you're not subscribed. Hey, it doesn't cost you anything. Well, anyways, if you like these videos, hit that thumbs up. And until next time, we'll see you guys out on the trail.